Most people know that cramming is bad. It's bad to cram before a test. Undoubtedly, you've heard this countless times before and wouldn't need anyone to tell you this again. But did you know there's actually more to it than that? Did you know that for the same overall amount of time spent studying, you actually get more bang for the buck when you distribute that studying across time than when you cram it into one big long study session? So, for example, if you spend 5 overall hours of time studying, you'll accomplish more learning overall if those 5 hours occurred as 1 hour per day across 5 different days than if they occurred as 5 hours in one day. This example is what we call between session spacing, where you're spacing across different study sessions. And here are some ways that you can implement it. You can use your devices, for example, your smartphone, your tablet device, your computer. Use your calendar app on any of these devices to regularly schedule spaced study sessions so that you can divide up your studying across days into regularly scheduled sessions and make this a habit. Use your alerts on these devices so that they remind you so that you can get into the habit of spacing out your study sessions. And if it helps, maybe even use a wall calendar somewhere where you're going to see it on a regular basis and have those studied sessions penciled in on that calendar so that you can see those sessions and be reminded of this habit that you should be developing. There are lots of reasons why between session spacing leads to more learning. One reason is very likely the simple fact that sleep helps learning. During sleep, your memories are becoming solidified and new connections are being formed in your mind. And so when you're distributing your studying across days, you're benefiting from episodes of sleep in between each study session. This may be one contributing factor to why you get so much more bang for the buck for the same overall amount of time spent studying when you distribute that time across days. But did you know there's also something called within session spacing, which is when you space out your repetitions of information within a study session as opposed to just across sessions. And this type of spacing can also be beneficial for your learning. Some examples of how you might implement within session spacing are through the use of flashcards, for example. You might consider creating repetitions of flashcards to place throughout your deck of flashcards and space them. Be sure to space these repetitions so that they're distributed throughout the deck. That would be an example of within session spacing. Another way to implement spacing within a study session is to take breaks between topics. So take frequent breaks or switch topics while you're studying before coming back to the same material. If you're an instructor, some ways that you can incorporate spacing into your teaching are, first of all, you could connect new topics back to older topics when going through new course material. You could also try beginning each class with a brief quiz on past material and also repeat older material on these quizzes. This helps with spacing throughout the entire semester of your course. Also, you could consider having a cumulative final, which encourages students to continue spacing and spaced repetition in their particular approaches to studying. Remember, spacing leads to a more efficient use of your time, giving you more bang for the buck for the same overall amount of time spent trying to learn. It is one of the most effective learning strategies there is.